Two fears and shame. Two fears and shame was the predominant glue of previous generations in terms of relationships. And it goes for both ways. I was accused of trying to deter young men from seeking marriage because I feel like it's very negative. I was told that I'm being very negative. Um, but you don't need to be a genius to know that the circumstances of the environment is not exactly conducive for a young man who's got the capacity or the propensity to acquire resources to just engage with the modern day woman. And this is not to crap on women. I'm not out here to try and just crap on them, but I'm in my position. I talk to a lot of people of different ages and different genders. So I've seen the patterns. So to try to be dismissive of the patterns which I've seen and the ones in people's lives which I've counseled, if I'm not able to articulate that and it's seen as hate, there's a problem with society. So the two fears plus shame is that back in the day, it's not so long ago, is that there was a the fear of God. Okay, the fear of God and the fear of what's the community going to think of me. I'm talking about the women here. Women feared God. If she was a church girl, she's a choir girl, whatever she was, but she was very religious. The woman was very religious. Maybe you could apply the religious component to different religions, but I grew up in the Christian faith. I'm not a Christian now, but I grew up in that faith. I believe in the Bible, but I'm not into Christianity at all. So the essence of the girls, they were afraid of Yah. Okay, they were afraid of that. So that meant that they wouldn't just be going online and twerking. We never had this construct. You gotta bear in mind that this idea of seeing women twerk online, especially for us who were born, I was born in '82. It's like what? Back in the day, you had to pay a lot of money to buy magazines and something to see things or to see that side of a woman. So back in the day, the girl was shielded from this foolishness, and the man never saw that side of her. So the fear was the fear of Yah, and the other fear was the fear of the perception of the community, her parents, the neighbors, what they're going to think of me, and the shame, the embarrassment that would bring to the family. So these things keep women to be fairly, even though they may have done some things. I'm not saying women back then did not do any bad things, but they protected them to be a bit more innocent. They restrained themselves. Now, when society has made them liberal and their religious blanket has been removed, there is no fear of Yah, there's no fear of the community, and there's no shame in it. It's free for all, like free for all. A lot of women do not have that shame, and that's another bad thing in itself. I'm not saying that has not worked negatively in terms of men. Men don't have the fear, so there's a lot of men that do commit heinous crimes. They do foolish things, and you have seen the rap culture, drinking and smoking and whatever. But the difference is we can tell what the behavior of the man is. That's bad. Sometimes with a woman, when it comes to the act of marriage or long-term relationships, men can't tell because they think I got me a good woman, and she gonna present because she understands in the days gone by women were this way inclined. So men are fooled to believe that hey, she looks like a godly woman. I met her at the church conference, but not knowing that she subscribes to the fact that she don't fear the Most High. That was a thing back then, yeah. People religiously feared that was a thing, and they feared how the community would perceive them, and then the shame that would ensue from that situation. People don't have that no more because they don't have that no more, but they still desire to be treated like the women back in the day. They manipulate and they deceive. So right now you're more likely to run into deception and lies rather than the truth. Are we saying all women are bad? No, we're not saying that. Let's not get it twisted. I'm saying that the likelihood of you finding the right woman is very less because I've already said it before. Women are hive minded. They run with each other. They run as a pack. You can see a girl say, I need a woman who's a woman would say, I need a man who's like 6'2". They're all around with that. You know, whenever they say clock it, they be doing that. Everybody around with that. They're like, I go with a bear. They're all around with that. They say, well, a man must have 6 figures. They're all around with that. So what's the likelihood that one is going to stand aside and says, nah, I'm not with it? How many baby mamas have been produced from Jamaica to Nigeria to Zambia to United States to UK? Why? Because it's cool. Like there's no shame in it. So a man's resources, he attains good resources when he's older. So why should he attain those resources only to give them to a woman who has no shame, no fear of the Most High, and no fear of the community? It's a bad deal.